She somehow managed to make it out with only some minor cuts and bruises.
You being there for him and him being there for you. Yeah, at one point I was a light for him.
Yeah, I think it's bad karma. As much as I believe in karma, I believe that's bad. I think if you intentionally do something that someone who's a good person.
So here's what just went down that has the entire boxing world talking. Jake Paul found himself in a serious car wreck down in Puerto Rico. And honestly, the timing couldn't be more telling after all his attempts to chase Anthony Joshua. This whole situation feels like the universe finally stepping in to deliver some much needed reality. Joshua kept his head down, stayed professional, and maintained his focus while Paul created his own storm of problems. The news is spreading like wildfire, and everyone's trying to process this dramatic twist.
Jake Paul's a fraud in terms of boxing. But worse than that, after all his hype about what he was going to do to Joshua, what did we see? We saw a cowardly display from a guy who shouldn't be anywhere near.
Joe Rogan put it perfectly when he talks about how negative energy eventually comes back around. When you operate with bad intentions like Paul has been doing, life has a way of balancing things out. Now we're watching that balance happen in real time with this Puerto Rico incident. Meanwhile, Joshua's professional approach shows exactly why discipline matters more than drama. Paul's getting hit with the consequences of his own choices while AJ stays above the chaos.
I don't know what it means. So I don't think that necessarily, like, if you do something will happen to you.
Yeah.
But I do think that if you do something evil, you're aware that you do something evil, and I think your existence is poisoned because of that. And I think you will forever run into bad situations because you will be filled with bad thoughts and bad energy, and
you take on like a psychic cancer.
Yeah.
That attracts other.
Yes, I think that's real.
The most telling moment might be seeing Logan Paul break down completely over his brother's accident. You can see in his face just how serious this really got. This whole mess perfectly shows what happens when reckless behavior catches up with reality, especially when you compare it to how Joshua handles his business with precision and respect. Fans everywhere are watching Jake learn these lessons the hardest way possible. That's nothing. We good. But honestly, watching Jake Paul finally face the music after all his manufactured drama feels almost inevitable. The irony is thick considering all the noise he made trying to get Joshua's attention. Real discipline and genuine focus always went out over manufactured hype, and Paul's getting schooled by life itself while the boxing community watches this unfold in disbelief.
You're an absolute idiot. There was no reason for, first of all, you go to jail. Why would Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world, partake in anything like that? Just use your brain. And MVP, too much to lose. You go to jail. Federal
Johnny Nelson brings up the most important point here, though. This goes way beyond boxing rivalries or social media beef. We're talking about actual human lives hanging in the balance. Paul's accident serves as a wake-up call that contrasts sharply with Joshua's measured and responsible approach to everything. Sometimes fans need moments like this to remember that all the hype and drama means an end when real consequences start hitting. This isn't about entertainment anymore when safety becomes the issue.
No, this is serious. This is a serious situation, so you've got to forget that now. This is somebody's son. These are somebody's son. This is somebody's life. These boys have lost their lives. So people need to just put the boxing thing to one side.
Some people are trying to somehow connect Paul's accident back to Anthony Joshua, but that's completely missing the point. Paul's reckless lifestyle finally caught up with him in the worst way possible. While everyone's focused on the chaos surrounding Jake, Joshua's steady commitment to preparation and responsibility speaks volumes. This whole situation proves why taking care of business the right way matters both inside and outside the ring.
I hear what you're saying. You're probably saying, what the hell has this got to do with Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul? Well, this is where it gets.
Joe Rogan's really hammering home just how close Jake Paul came to something catastrophic happening. The recklessness that led to this situation shows decision-making that's far more dangerous than anything these fighters face during actual matches. Anthony Joshua's commitment to safety and smart choices highlights exactly why he avoids these kinds of life-threatening situations. Poor judgment outside the ring can end careers faster than any opponent ever could.
I mean,
That's bonkers. Thank God he didn't have a seatbelt on. I never say that. Thank God he didn't have a fucking seatbelt on, because if he did,
there's no way.
he would be dead.
This whole thing perfectly demonstrates how Paul's reckless approach finally came back to bite him. All his provocations and attempts to get under Anthony Joshua's skin have completely backfired in the most dramatic fashion imaginable. While Jake's dealing with hospital visits and recovery, Anthony Joshua continues moving forward untouched, focused, and completely professional. This contrast shows everyone that boxing success isn't just about what happens during fights. It's about responsibility and smart preparation in every aspect of life. Fans can clearly see the difference between authentic dedication and cheap attention-seeking behavior.
Coming back from that, the people who like dissipate their teeth through drug usage, you don't get like.
Jake Paul's obsession with trying to get back at Anthony Joshua has led him straight into this mess, and now reality is delivering some harsh lessons. While Paul's stuck recovering and hopefully reflecting on his choices, Joshua's consistent focus on proper boxing training and discipline keeps paying dividends. This incident proves once and for all that YouTube antics can never match genuine championship professionalism. AJ's calm and steady approach keeps him protected and respected, showing that real talent combined with responsibility always beats empty bravado.
Paul is still standing, taking the right uppercut. Best shot at the moment. Not that much is going to happen. And it almost, there's a left hook. Oh, my God! Down goes Paul!
6, 7, 8, 9.
Mamma mia!
You know, I give Jake Paul credit for stepping in there in the first place, going 6 rounds. All those people that says if this doesn't get past the first round, it's a loss for Anthony Joshua. He did what he was supposed to do, but we also give.
Tommy Fury's been calling out Jake Paul's fake credibility for ages, and this incident just proves everything he's been saying. Paul's reputation is built on internet fame instead of legitimate boxing skills, and now everyone can see it clearly. Anthony Joshua's authentic training, discipline, and real fighting experience put him in a completely different category. Paul's mistakes on the road mirror exactly how unprepared he is in the ring, while AJ's focus and genuine experience show why real fighters earn respect through actual performance instead of social media stunts. Fans can easily spot the difference between authentic fighters and people chasing dangerous attention.
You are a YouTuber. You ain't a boxer, mate. This guy never took a punch. He's never took one serious punch. Here's what he's took off Anderson Silva. And he's done this. What is that?
Logan Paul's story about Jake begging during fights really exposes how unprepared and overconfident Jake has always been. While Paul's antics might generate headlines, Anthony Joshua's commitment to skill development and discipline continues separating him from the pretenders. This contrast shows everyone that no amount of social media followers or manufactured drama can replace genuine boxing ability and proper preparation. Overconfidence mixed with recklessness creates embarrassing and dangerous situations both during fights and in everyday life.
When Anthony Joshua would lean on Jake, he would go to his knee. Most people thought, oh, Jake's trying to take him down. I saw this in sparring and I asked him, I was like, why do you keep going to your knee when the big guy is above you and leans on you? He said, they're so heavy. Me trying to hold them up wastes so much energy. If I'm under them and they start leaning on me, I'm just gonna drop to my knee. Because why would I waste energy trying to keep them up for what purpose other than to get exhausted?
Jake Paul's pattern of negativity and poor choices keeps coming back around, and now everyone's seeing the real consequences. His reckless behavior and attempts to challenge legitimate boxers like Anthony Joshua have completely backfired on him. AJ's calm and disciplined approach continues proving why he's earned his championship status. Fans can clearly see that internet hype and social media fame mean nothing compared to genuine skill, proper preparation, and basic life responsibility. Paul's mistakes serve as harsh lessons about letting ego and carelessness drive important decisions. John Fury's emotional response really drives home how close Jake Paul came to complete disaster, while Anthony Joshua remains protected and focused on his goals. This incident reinforces everything positive about AJ's disciplined lifestyle and commitment to proper preparation. While Paul deals with accident recovery, Joshua's supporters remember exactly why authentic champions respect both their sport and their personal safety. It's a powerful lesson about responsibility that shows fame and tough talk can't protect anyone from the real consequences of reckless behavior.
God bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you, man. I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody, and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can.
Eddie Hearn's genuine concern highlights just how serious Jake Paul's accident really was, reminding everyone that careless actions outside the ring create life-changing consequences. While Paul depends on luck to avoid major injuries, Anthony Joshua's disciplined approach and focus on smart preparation show the massive difference between a professional boxer and a social media personality. AJ's commitment to safety, proper training, and responsible decision-making has kept him away from these dangerous situations, proving that skill means nothing without wisdom and respect for life itself. This accident should be a wake-up call for Paul and a reminder that champions build their success through smart choices both during fights and in daily life. Fans watching this can see the real dangers of overconfidence and the incredible value of disciplined living.
But again, I don't know, so I don't want to say that, but I'm hoping that some of the news we're hearing that he, doesn't look like he has any major injuries is true. And that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy if that.
Chaz Witherspoon's message about life's unpredictability hits home after what Jake Paul just experienced firsthand. While Paul faces the fallout from dangerous choices, Anthony Joshua continues demonstrating the importance of focus, discipline, and respect for both the sport and life itself. AJ's ability to stay successful while avoiding unnecessary risks shows why he's a genuine role model for boxing supporters. This contrast highlights the massive gap between hype-driven personalities and real champions who understand what's actually at stake. Fans witnessing this situation can clearly see that preparation, awareness, and responsible behavior matter just as much as talent does. AJ's disciplined approach ensures he maintains control both during fights and in his personal life.
More said, I hope and pray that Anthony Joshua is okay. Life happens so fast. 1 minute on top of the world, the next not. Stay safe, boys. Let's finish this year.
Eddie Hearn keeps emphasizing his hope that Jake Paul escaped without serious injuries, really highlighting how fragile life can be outside the boxing ring. While Paul's carelessness has put him in serious danger, Anthony Joshua's disciplined routine and respect for safety showcase what true professionalism looks like. AJ's focus on training, preparation, and smart decision-making contrasts sharply with Paul's reckless antics, proving that talent without wisdom leads straight to disaster. This incident reminds fans that boxing involves much more than just throwing punches. It's about discipline, awareness, and making choices that protect both career and life. Anthony Joshua's example stands out as the perfect model of professionalism and responsibility.
But again, I don't know, so I don't want to say that, but I'm hoping that some of the news we're hearing that he, doesn't look like he has any major injuries is true. And that would be fantastic, and obviously be a very lucky boy.
Anthony Joshua's reflection on personal growth and sacrifices he's made to prioritize boxing and family creates a stark contrast to Jake Paul's reckless behavior that led to this accident. AJ's self-awareness and disciplined decision-making have kept him safe and focused on genuine success, showing how champions manage both their careers and personal lives responsibly. Paul's mistakes highlight exactly what happens when you ignore good guidance, proper preparation, and basic common sense. Fans can see that true boxing greatness gets built on discipline, sacrifice, and clear understanding of what really matters. AJ's story reinforces why he remains respected and untouchable in both the ring and life, and why luck alone can never replace wisdom and preparation.
I realized that I was working away from home. I was spending time with my friends, and my wife wasn't happy. So I had to kind of look at the decisions I was making, and I had to come back home to boxing, and I had to sacrifice, I had to take a look at my life, make necessary changes to put my love back to
This Jake Paul car accident down in Puerto Rico serves as a stark reminder that reckless behavior outside the ring creates life-altering consequences. While Paul barely escaped serious injury, it reinforces the contrast between him and Anthony Joshua, whose disciplined lifestyle, laser focus, and thorough preparation have kept him at the top of the heavyweight division. Fans are already speculating about what this means for future matchups, with Joshua's timing, power, and situational awareness giving him an undeniable advantage over this YouTuber-turned fighter who keeps underestimating the dangers of both boxing and life itself. This incident also brings up serious questions about responsibility, proper training, and mental readiness, emphasizing that luck can never replace genuine skill or discipline. For Anthony Joshua, this presents an opportunity to further showcase his professionalism and mental strength, reminding the boxing world why he remains an authentic champion. Fans are excited to see how Joshua uses this moment, both psychologically and in the ring, as he prepares for future challenges. Can Jake Paul ever bounce back from this and step into the ring against a legitimate heavyweight like AJ? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share your opinions, and join the conversation about who really deserves the spotlight in boxing.